Here we go. Free Flow Friday. Welcome back to the podcast. Love Free Flow Friday. It's the new idea for the new year. It's where I get on the microphone Friday mornings and I spit 16 bars about whatever is on the top of my mind. So you're going to get to hear some fire verses, raps today on Free Flow Friday. All right, here we go. Just kidding. Really, what is Free Flow Friday? All it is, any and everything. Don't know what it's going to be. Might be 5 minutes of what's on the top of my mind. It might be an hour-long interview. But today, I wanted to discuss 5 ideas I have for the new year for anybody interested in that maybe in the trades or is not in the trades. But 5 ideas that I think could be easily 6-figure ideas working in the trades or supporting the trades that are prime for the picking in a wide open field with not much competition. We'll get to that first. I thank everybody for listening to the podcast. We really, really appreciate you. I'll just take this time quickly to ask you, please, if you've gotten anything from the podcast and enjoyed the podcast, number one, share the podcast, friends, family, etc., or anybody you think might get a tidbit of useful information from the podcast. Second, on Apple, on Spotify, or whatever the platform is that you use to listen to the podcast, if you can go on and rate the podcast and also give us a little bit of a review. If the review is he good, that's great. Podcast good, that's great. Any sequence of 2 words back to back minimum would be an amazing review. Anything beyond that, you're killing it. 5 stars preferred. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4 stars, total respect to you. That is fine by me. I just would prefer that you get out a spiral bound notebook, draw those stars by hand, maybe write the negative review that is not 5 stars, crumble it up and throw it away, or mail it to your grandma. But 5 stars, do it online. That'd be amazing. So today, this is off the top of my head. I took a few minutes here, jotted down some ideas, some that I've thought about in the past, some that I thought, hey, this might be a good idea because there's some new industry trends happening, and a total way to get into the industry in some fashion this year. And I think in this calendar year, if you were able to set up one of these type of companies, you could easily make 6 figures doing it. As you know, and these are not highly technical companies you'd have to start, so you don't have to be a journeyman tradesman. You don't have to have been in the industry for a long time. If you just have a bit of sensibility, professionalism, and organization, these are easy companies that can be formed, and I think could be great now and in the future. So again, don't have to have the trade experience. These are very much, maybe for one of them, I'll get into that, very much fields supporting the trades or doing trades that you can learn quickly if you just put in a little time and energy. As we know, in the gold rush, you know who made the most money? It was the people selling jeans, picks, and axes, the people supporting the industry. The construction industry is booming. It's been booming for a long time. It is a bit of a gold rush for the tradesmen, for the builders, but there's a whole industry that supports the construction trades and that works hand in hand as a complement to the construction trades. These are businesses that are very much supporting and complementing and providing a need for the consumer that is desperately in need. So my number one idea for a business you can start this year that can make you 6 figures this year, and this one will take a little research, but if you're conscious of the green movement and what's happening surrounding, like, you know, the BPAs and the PFAS and everything surrounding health, your cookware, etc., this could be right up your alley if you already have a little tidbit of knowledge. home health inspections. Now, this is not home inspections where you're going in and you need to know what you're looking for. Like if you're gonna do a real estate transaction, someone's coming in and gonna say, hey, that outlet's missing the ground, and one of your roof shingles is loose. And this is not a home inspection. This is a home health inspection, which everybody today, one of their number one concerns is safety. People have kids and they want to know that their home is safe, their home is lead free, their home is mold free, that the things in their home are not hurting their family long term. What kind of air are they breathing? Home health inspection would be an amazing way to tap into that market and create opportunities not only for the inspection but for future business based on the inspection. And what does a home health inspection look like to me? A home health inspection looks like a thorough audit of all the items in the home that you come in direct contact with that could be potentially adversely affecting your health, and then a report breaking down what you can do to change those items or improve the quality of like the infrastructure of your home. Just a quick high level, and you can go into like the micro details of this, but on a macro level, what I think that would look like is, you become the home health expert. You go into a home, and you market yourself as the home health expert, and the first thing you do is you assess, and you're going to have to figure out whether you work with an outside laboratory or another company. The sampling on this would be really easy, as long as you know the process and who to send it to get the testing results. But going into a home, number one, checking paint. What is your paint consisting of? If it's a new house, it's probably not going to be lead-based. If it's an older house, it could be lead-based. It could have some chemicals in there that are adversely affecting your health. Is it low VOC paint? What is it? Checking that. Checking air quality. You can easily do an air sample and see what particulates might be in the air. What is the home's air quality? Like how many particulates are in the air? Just like when we have a fire outside and you can see the PMI scale, you can see that in a home. From there, water, testing the water. What is the water from the tap looking like? Is it is there heavy in arsenic? Is it heavy in heavy metals? Like, what are the things that could be adversely affecting you from the water you're drinking or the water you're cooking with, even if you have a filtered water system that you're drinking from? Those are three major things. Like, how's the paint, is because you're in direct contact with that. Water supply, air supply. Then you could flooring. Like, you could do a quick sample of the flooring and see, is the flooring some kind of bad oil-based or urethane-based product that is rubbing off on your little toddler's hands and toes? Infrastructure, how is that affecting you? Then take it to a micro level with your home health inspection and look at the cookware. Is the cookware coated? Like or is your silverware a coated material? Is it a stainless steel material? What are you eating from? Could you be getting any kind of chemicals in your mouth from your silverware? Your cookware, not going non-stick is huge right now. People are quickly going back to like cast iron, copper, etc. This is all part of the home health inspection checklist. So then, and that's macro. Like micro, you can really like bear down on this and figure out like all of the items in every room of your home that you come in contact with in your home health inspection. So the ideas are endless here. After you assess, after you do some minor testing to see what your air, water, etc. is consisting of, type a report to the homeowner, give suggestions, and then in the suggestions and recommendations is when you can form strategic partnerships with, say, a painting contractor, a flooring contractor. Maybe you could have some strategic brand partnerships with cookware companies that are healthy cookware companies, and maybe you could even get a wholesale license and be a wholesale for these companies and sell these as a product that you could profit on, or refer trades that you can get a referral fee on if the people decide or your clients decide that they want to bring someone in to remedy if it's paint and they want to overcoat and repaint with a low VOC product. If it's their air quality is poor and they want you to come in and install home humidification and ozone and purification system, so their air in their home goes instantly from poorly rated to like hospital grade. These are easy modifications that can be done, and you can go ahead and pick up a little profit off of the back end of doing that. Or you just charge for the report, let the owner take it from there, and at least you're informing them, and you could probably charge somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,500, maybe even to $2,000 for that home health inspection report. That is one of my ideas for the year, and I think that's only going to grow in steam because home health and health in general and wellness are huge. 2, this requires a specific level of skill, but it can be marketed in a number of ways. One thing in desperate need are handymen, handywomen. We'll just say handyman. In most towns, I know, if you try to get a hold of a handyman, good luck. They're so busy, they're so in demand. A lot of these people are charging $150, $200 an hour, minimum 3-hour fee, and they're booked out for weeks and weeks and weeks. So there's a huge need for handymen and more so handymen on demand. And this on demand idea is not just in this handyman field. Like everything's going on demand, like home healthcare and an entree, or not an entree type. What am I thinking? Like a there's a name for it. There's a name for the home health care where you're paying a monthly fee and you're getting direct access to your doctor and not have to scheduling with some kind of organization that your doctor's working for and taking weeks and weeks and not getting the health care you deserve. But that can be like, think of that in the handyman realm. If you are able to approach clients as a handyman, and instead of just blanket marketing yourself as handyman that can be called and you're always booked weeks and weeks out, if you think of yourself as like the available handyman to a select number of clients, and for that service you charge the clients a monthly fee, therefore guaranteeing yourself a monthly fee for access to you for a set number of hours, you're number one going to have monthly recurring revenue, and number two, you are going to know what your baseline monthly draw or salary can be based on the number of clients you have. So for instance, if you're a handyman who says, I want to work 20 hours a week, and for that you're going to charge $150 an hour. So 20 hours a week, $150 an hour, you can quickly do the math. But think about this. What if you want to work those 20 hours a week, and instead of trying to market yourself, you only market yourself to a select few people and say, for $500 per month, I'm going to guarantee you 4 hours a month that I will be able to be at your project when you call me within 48 hours. And you market that to 10 people. Well, that monthly only turns into 40 hours. You're charging them $500 a month, and they're going to be totally willing to pay it because they have access to a handyman, whereas they'd normally call one and they wouldn't even get a return call, or they'd have to wait 3 weeks. And you're only committing to 40 hours a week. A lot of times these people won't even call you because they're not going to have something for you to do. They're going to just be resting assured that they have someone in their pocket on speed dial if something goes wrong. That assurance is worth money to people. And then beyond that, when you do end up going into homes, you can look and see if there's other things that need to be corrected while you're in the home, and likely turn the 4 hours a month that you're charging them for on a monthly recurring basis into a lot more when you make recommendations for other things you can fix. And then when you're in the home and you give these recommendations, you can do those on a fixed cost basis, not an hourly basis if you want, and profit a little more, therefore turning the 40 hours into more time but more profit. And I think that's something that could be really great. You can get a steady income, steady stable of clients, and that can keep you busy for a long time. And you can scale that however you want. You can do that yourself, where you commit yourself to 10 clients, 40 hours a month. You could turn that into 20 clients, so now you're 80 hours a month. There's your 20 hours a week. You could hire another employee and get them in a van, get them in a truck, and start to sell their time, commit them to 4 hours a month at X amount. And you can see how that can scale pretty easily, and you can get a pretty nice organization built. So that's number 2. Number 3, this will require a little technical skill. However, I want to bring this up because it's not a huge learning curve on the technical side of this, and I think it could easily be practiced if you have a blank wall or somewhere, or anywhere that you can. What this is hanging wallpaper and doing interior plaster. If you can practice this in your own home, if you're renting, like maybe you can do an accent wall, whatever it is. And I think the learning curve is quick. You can learn to do this in a decent way. A lot of this is just this stuff takes patience and attention to detail. Which if you have that, you could easily do this. There's a ton of tutorials online. The layperson can figure this out in a matter of days. Wallpaper installers and interior plaster. The days of the house being painted all white walls are done. Everyone now wants an organic feel. They want neutral tones. They want an experience in their home that's not just like this stark white hospital type experience. The trends are really shifting, and a lot of this includes lots of wallpaper, and I'm seeing a lot of interior plastering. And interior plastering, that's typically more on the luxury side, which is good because then you could charge a premium for it. But wallpaper also, typically if we're doing a home and I need 2 walls in, a bedroom or kitchen wallpapered, that's easily a 6-hour job. And typically it's going to cost somewhere in the range of $800 to $1,200 for that install. So you can see how on a daily basis, and the materials are very minimal. All you need is, you need your install tools, but then you just need a little water and glue, etc., depending on what wallpaper you pick. Now, if that was an interior plaster job and I needed to get 2 walls done, that's going to scale up. It's probably going to end up being a 2-day job for those 2 walls because there's some dry time, and a lot of this interior plaster could be 2 to 3 coats. But that interior plaster of 2 walls would probably be in the neighborhood of $3,000 to $4,000. And again, that's some material for the plaster itself. That is minimal. There's companies now that are just supplying plaster, but that's a great 2-day payday. 3-4K to do interior plaster, especially if your materials are only $500. A quick way to specialize in a field and quickly be making quite a bit of money. We're doing a house right now that's 5,000 square feet. The owner has decided to do 100% plaster on the interior, every single wall. It's gonna take the person plastering 5 to 6 weeks, but it's $96,000 is what they're charging. I would assume the material is maybe in the neighborhood of 10 grand, but that's probably generous. So we're talking 5 to 6 weeks and making $85,000. Do the math. Now, this woman is an artist. She's been doing it for a while. It's great. Her capabilities are high, but you could start off with a few selections and then learn more advanced plastering techniques as you go. But that's 5 to 6 weeks, $85K, and it's her and a helper that she's probably paying $18 an hour to move around scaffold and move around ladders. That is huge. It's really hard to find an interior plasterer. In my town, there's one, so you can see how busy that person could be. Makes scheduling tough. Wallpaper installers in my town, there's 2, only one of which is that great. So a definite need, and the trends are changing, and there's going to be a lot of demand for that type of trade work. Next, I'm seeing this a lot, like a lot in our industry. People don't want to do their own vetting of contractors, of sub-trades. They want someone to take agency for them of that, and know that when they go to do a project, they are covered by like quality work, craftsmanship, and just good, honest companies that can perform the work. Now, this happens more in the high-end luxury realm, like the high dollar realm, because there is a cost associated with it above and beyond what you normally would pay in, procuring a builder yourself. But again, a huge trend in our industry, and what that is having an owner's rep agency. Now, there's a certain level of professionalism that's going to be required for this. This could be something that maybe if you're a realtor currently, or you're in the professional realm, you're kind of in and around that construction realm, this could be of a great benefit to you. But the owner's rep agency is basically what it is you have to be connected to people that want to build, typically in this scenario that are higher net worth. So you need to be in that realm, whether you're connected to that realm through an existing relationship in real estate, like where you're a realtor in that realm and you know these people, or you're connected with architects, you're connected with designers, you're connected somehow with realtors that are selling these homes. But once you are, what you do is you go out and you find a stable of builders, stable of sub-trades across the gamut of what it takes to do a construction project, and you vet these people beforehand. And the vetting needs, in this scenario, the vetting needs to be pretty intense. You really need to drill down. But once you do the vetting, you can add them to your list, and they're now in your list. This is very similar to like what a Diamond Certified handbook used to be. If you remember the Diamond Certified handbook, a bunch of companies, Diamond Certified, all they would do is they would go through, they would discuss with your company past projects. They would call project owners. They wanted a certain number of project owners they can call. They wanted to do visual inspections of your projects. And in doing so, once they vetted you and you got their Diamond Certified seal, you'd go in their Diamond Certified book, so people can go reference who's Diamond Certified, and there was an inherent trust with Diamond Certified companies. People don't really want to do that work themselves, and it's kind of an antiquated thing going to the Diamond Certified catalog. Even if you're searching online, they would rather deal with a reputable company that has a stable of these folks. So the owner's rep agency, typically what they're doing is the project owner or homeowner, and or there's sometimes even another layer where the owner has a rep that's going to deal with the build out and the construction. The owner's rep agency would interface with them. So the owner would approach, if I'm the owner's rep agency, me, say, I have a building project that my architect is designing in XYZ city. Here's the specs, here's the plans. Can you put together the team? And as the owner's rep agency, I say, of course I can. And I can either, I can have multiple options. I can say, I'm going to put together the team based on who I know can perform this best, and you're going to be okay with that and approve that. Or I can put together a number of, builders, painters, electricians, etc. You can then interview them, see who you like, but they're all within my stable of people that I've pre-qualified and are, able, willing, and can perform the work. In your fee for this typically would be some percentage of the project cost for putting together the team. It's very critical in doing this, if you're going to go down this path, that I want to stress, like, your vetting needs to be insanely tough, because your name is on the line as the owner's rep agency for who you're bringing into the project. But there's great builders out there, there's great sub-trades out there. All you need to do is find them and vet them. And I'm seeing anywhere in the range from like 5% to 10% of project costs that these owners rep agencies are charging to put together the team. All they're doing is putting together the team. Now, once you do that, you can expand your agency to include technical people who can actually go out and then also be like a construction manager, project manager, or maybe just a site supervisor. So they're doing weekly or bi-monthly inspections and talking to the team that you've put together to make sure things are on track, to make sure budget's on track. That's a whole nother realm that gets a little more technical. You don't have to do that, but there are ways to then expand. But again, a 5% to 10% fee on projects that are typically in the multi-millions of dollars initially, not a bad thing. But a definite level of professionalism needed, organization. This is not just like a fly-by-night thing, but definitely something you could start from nothing without a huge amount of knowledge, if you're willing to form an organization and you know, be strategic about it. Next, actually, so I have two more. The next is a very simple one, but again, something that's extremely hard to find, and extremely hard to find with reliable people. We have it's job site cleaning, and I call it, in quotes, broom clean. We have in the trades a lot of, you know, guys with the trailer that you can call. They're willing to stop by. They're willing to pick up trash. They're even willing to sweep out a job site. However, those guys are busy, a lot of times unreliable. A lot of times you can call them, they say they'll be there, they're there 3 days later. That's not to say, I mean, I do have one or two of these guys that are on it, but they're also working for other builders. And a lot of times they have other work they're doing too, like they might also be doing some drywall, doing some carpentry, etc. But if you formed a company specifically surrounding job site cleaning, where again, you can charge a monthly fee for a set number of job site cleanings at a set time and set day during the week, or number of days during the week, this could be huge. And all you'd need is a truck, preferably a trailer. You can have an a la carte list of services that can be added onto. Your baseline could be, and this all you got to do to sell this service is literally drive the job sites and say, this is what I do. And I bet you'd close 8 out of 10 of the builders' job sites that you drive onto, because there's such a huge need for this, and builders don't want to employ someone full-time to clean job sites. Your sales pitch is, hey, what I do is I go through the job site once or twice a week at a time that we agree on. I get any trash that's in the job site, I throw it away. It could be that you throw it away in your truck and trailer and take it to the dump. It could be that there's a dumpster on site and you just fill that dumpster. The fee can be scaled accordingly. And then I broom clean and vacuum the stud bays and make the job site look perfect. And in doing so, you know, you could look at the number of hours, look at what that would take you, and charge a set fee. And if I'm looking at a 12-month build out, on a 3,000 square foot house, if someone approached me with this proposition, I would easily pay upwards of, you know, $1,200-$1,500 a month to keep the job site tidy. I'm gonna have a budget line item for that anyway. We need to throw trash away. I could even have some of the sub trades pitch in. If I tell them, hey, I'm gonna have this guy come twice a week, he's gonna throw away and clean and scrap out the job, instead of you guys having to do it. Not that trades are the greatest at cleaning up their mess, but we try to beat it into their heads. I'm just gonna take, you know, X amount from your project proposal to cover some of this person's fee, and I think they'd be totally willing to do it because they don't want to have the hassle of cleaning up their crap anyway. So for that person, you know, if you can get 20 job sites on a recurring $1,000, $1,500 a month fee to go do these cleans, yes, it's going to be pretty labor intensive, but you can do the math and see that there's quite a bit of money and that you could make quickly. And I think you could get yourself to 10, 15, 20 job sites in the matter of like 2 or 3 months. I mean, you know, you drive through any town, look at how many job sites there are. They all need to be cleaned. So that broom clean, job site cleaning. Next, this is a little more in the creative. This is my last one. And you need to have a sense of how to photograph, but builders are notoriously terrible at photographing and documenting their work. Everyone thinks they're going to do it. Some people try to do it, whether it's on the iPhone or they get a camera and they think they're going to take shots. But when they do try to do it, typically the shots are cockeyed. They're not great. They're not great angles because they don't know how to shoot. They're not great lighting. If you have half your wits about you about how to photograph a job site, or if you just take a little time, train yourself on how to photograph real estate or architecture, job site photography is another one along the same lines where you can sell yourself just strictly by driving around town, showing up at job sites, and proposing to the builder at the job site, hey, you know what I'm going to do for you? I am going to stop by. I see that you're just starting this project, or maybe you've just demoed this project, or whatever phase you see that maybe the house is framed. Maybe the exterior is on and they're working on the interior finish. At whatever phase, if this was proposed to me, I would jump on it. What I'm going to do, I see the phase your project's at. I'm going to stop by here once a week. Maybe it's once every other week, depending on how it's progressing. I'm going to monitor this job site. I'm going to pick 5 to 10 strategic angles that every time I stop by, I'm going to take a professional grade photo from that angle. I'm going to take, one exterior shot of the entryway. I'm going to do one kind of aerial shot. Maybe you have a drone. I don't know. Maybe you get really good at this. One drone shot. I'm going to go in, I'm going to take one shot of the kitchen, even though right now it's just foundation. You're going to show me where the kitchen is going to be in the future. I'm going to take a foundation shot of the kitchen. And I'm going to do that every week to 2 weeks as it progresses. So so at the end of the project, I'll have an accumulation of these photos from these different angles. And then I'm going to do professional progression shots. Maybe I'm even going to put together videos with a little musical background that shows the progression in a very professional manner. And I'll provide you with, at that point, you can have a few dozen still shots and maybe, 10 to 20 little reels or videos for socials that are highly edited, professional grade. And for the creative that's doing this photography or video content, it doesn't take a lot of time. You're stopping by a job site for probably, 20 minutes once or twice, or once a week or twice a month, and accumulating this imagery or these videos and then putting them together and compiling them at the end of the project. And in doing that, you can do two things. You can charge a monthly fee to be stopping by the job site and taking the photos, taking the videos. And then on top of that, with that monthly fee maybe comes a set package. I'm going to give you 6 stills and 1 video at the end of the project. And then from there, you can have a la carte options where you say, if you want an extra video, it's going to be, $750 per video, and extra photos are going to be $100 to $200 per photo, or something like this. But that guarantees that you're getting paid monthly on a recurring basis to do this work, so you're not working for free until the end of the project, and it gives you upside potential at the end of the project. Now, there's an alternative way to approach this. If you wanted to say, hey, for nothing, I'm going to stop by your job site and I'm going to do these photos, and at the end of the project, I'll give you a menu of options and you can just pick and choose. That's putting yourself out there a little more. However, there could be some better back-end potential, because I'll tell you, for instance, on some of the larger jobs that we've done, we have a videographer come in at the end and a photographer come in at the end. And for one 1-minute video and then a few reels and some photographs, typically that's in the range of like $6,000 to $10,000. So you can imagine how that could add up quickly, and it's not going to take a lot of time. Yeah, I mean, you could figure out the structure, but like this job site videography and photography is in huge need. Builders think they're going to do it. They never do it. They want someone to do it. They're not going to take the time to go out and hire a creative. So what they're going to do is just be left with shitty photos that they're going to post on their socials and website that are like, 60% of what they could be, and they're going to live with it. But in today's day and age, with, socials, branding, web being everything when it comes to vetting your builder, subcontractor, etc., like those high quality photos could easily be sold as the key differentiator as to why someone would choose one person over another. So, I mean, it's an easy sell. Anyway, so those are my ideas for the new year. Sorry, that was a little lengthy, but let me go over the list one more time so you have it. Number 1, home health inspections. Is your home safe? What's in your home that could be harming you, your children's health long term? How can we change that? 2, a monthly fee for a handyman service that guarantees a certain number of hours. 3, wallpaper and or interior plaster installer. They're very much in demand, and there's not many of them, and the learning curve is quick. You could figure this out and become a very key player in a growing industry. White walls are out. Next, owner's rep agency requires a little more thought, a little more effort on the front end in building a network, but some big money available in that industry. Next, doesn't require much, Jobsite cleaning, monthly fee to guarantee a set number of hours and times to come to a job site and make it broom clean. You could do that solo, or you could do that, put a team together and have multiple teams out in the field. But that's a quick and easy way to support the construction trades and make quite a bit of money. The final one for the creatives, Jobsite videography and photography, much needed. Builders think they're going to do it, they don't do it. Subs think they're going to do it, they don't do it. But if you could produce professional quality photographs and videos that you could then sell, or sell yourself on as a monthly fee to go do these for the trades and provide them with great stills and great reels for their socials and web, a lot of these builders and a lot of these subcontractors have a lot of disposable income to pay for things that will enhance their business. But no one focuses on the marketing side. They need to be told what they need to do. That's my list. We appreciate it. Thank you everyone for listening to the podcast.